All right, we've got a group set here. This is the 9200 group set video. We've got some 9000 series, the 91s. We're going to talk about different weights and why would you upgrade, why wouldn't you upgrade. We're filming here in the toilet today. We've got cats running around here, and this is the storage shed we've got. So we're going to weigh a 9000 crank. As we talk along, we'll just do a bit of the new 9200, so 9000, 50, so we're talking about 616, and that's a 170 crank. And I've got Junior over here just giving us a bit of a hand. We've got a 175 with an absolute back ring on there. And the camera just cut out because of the muff battery on this one. This is how we do videos here. We've got, you want to pull pussy in your bathroom, then you've got to just improv, right? Because it teaches you game. So 1 gram, that's so long. That's what we call engineering. Super, super light here, right? Super, super light. So it's about 634 grams. So you do save no weight. We're going with the new ones. Junior here. So the new cranks, will the new cranks fail like these ones have? He's really interested, isn't he? He's like, what's going on here? I'm going to be a YouTube star cat. YouTube star cat. So these are lighter, the 9000 cranks. A bit heavier, these ones, aren't they? They still break. So we've got the new cables for the new 92. You right, mate? It is, the new cables don't work with the 11-speed stuff, so the new ones are a lot smaller, and this is for the shifters. Apparently the new shifters, if you want to run rim brakes, they have got a smaller port system to accommodate the 300 wires. So this is where the cross compatibility isn't there. So this stuff's really worth so little now. It's just going to be bargain central for people who love this is so light. I mean, man, this is so light. So the new group set 9200 is heavier than the 9100. So weight weenies rejoice. Cheaper stuff's going to be better. The new rear derailleur, oh man, it's got all these new processors in there. It's going to be super exy if you bend that, if you break that, And this derailleur will handle a 34 cassette, a 36 cassette, no worries. Put that B screw all the way in. That long cage there. Shimano took heat of that video I made back in 2015. It went viral, and all of a sudden they started doing long cages for Ultegra and Dura-Ace that could handle 34 cassettes, 36 cassettes. Even the Ultegra R8000 GS can handle a 40 cassette. That's pretty rad. The brakes as well for 9200. Apparently, from one of my sources is told is just the same as these, but maybe a little bit of rebranding, but essentially the same brake. So basically us RIP rim brakes to a degree, and the extinction of the mechanical Dura-Ace group set as we know it. Listen, this box here, the front derailleur. The new front derailleur on the 9200 is a lot smaller, but again, the weight-wise, this is still going to be lighter. The old group set is lighter, okay? Old group set's lighter, the old 9000 cranks are lighter. So it's questions there, isn't it? Durability. We don't know how the 9200 is going to go, but we know this stuff just, it's pretty durable. The main flaw with the Shimano stuff, where's the cassette? It's in the box somewhere. The cassettes can fail and the cranks can fail. All right, so that's the main issue with Dura-Ace. The cassettes are very fragile, cranks are very fragile. If you're putting out watts, if you're not using any steroids or anything like that, you're probably not going to crack a crank. But if you're on any performance-enhancing drugs or just have a high power output, then be careful with the Dura-Ace cranks and the Dura-Ace cassettes because they can disintegrate. These derailleurs are going to be super cheap now. Beautiful derailleurs. These are great derailleurs. DR2 is my favorite group set in terms of fast shifting. Second would be SRAM Red or SRAM Force mechanical. Also works really good. What can we say else? I think James Hang, I mentioned on my cycling channel, James Hang from Cycling Tips. Cycling Tips normally very corporate, cutthroat, sort of fake-ish, in my opinion, just shallow, just, social climbing sort of website. But Angry Asian James did a great recap. He said the new brakes, disc brakes, so they still rub, ting, 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 stuff like that, still haven't been improved, but the lever throw is a bit better. But James did a good one. And I agree with James that if you already got 11 speed, why would you go 12 speed? Why would you spend $4,000 US to get a new group set when this stuff is just so freaking good as it is? And this stuff just works so good. And this is so light. I love how light these levers feel. They feel like like when you've got light levers on your bike, on your road bike, you know, it just feels so racy, so jumpy. It just feels amazing, like a light bar, light stem, you know, light levers. It just feels when you're just pulling the bars, it just you want to rip it. You know, you want to grip it and rip it. It's fantastic, man. I love this stuff. It feels so good in the hand. It's just, yeah, my friend Natasha loves it as well, and it's just, yeah, it's good stuff. Di2, I rate it a lot. SRAM mechanical as well, if you want a budget. But again, this stuff's super cheap now, second-hand market. Now the 12-speed stuff's going to come out. You know, people don't want to be seen riding 11-speed. That's peasant. This is peasant. This is peasant ace. Okay, peasant ace. So there you go. Also, the 12-speed chain apparently is not a bad thing to put on your 11-speed group set. A bit quieter, a bit smoother. We'll get one of those and work it out. Now that's my thoughts and opinions. Stick with the 11-speed. You can't go wrong. Stick with rim brakes if you want the lightest. Watch your Dura-Ace cranks. They can fail. They fail on the back here. They fail on the front. So just be careful with those. Regularly check them. This is Absolute Black Rings, which I do really rate. It's a 4630. Great for climbing, exploring, going anywhere you want. Doing some epic climbs in Thailand for high-speed climbing cadence. Really good. And that's the wrap-up. So stick with the 11-speed. Give the 12-speed the flick. 12-speed is also a lot harder to adjust. You know, like the tolerances are very, very minute. So if your derailleur is just out like a fraction of a degree or an angle, it's going to affect your shifting a lot more. So 9, 10, 11 speeds, okay, but 12 speeds really not much space for those speeds. So any little, you know, tweak that's wrong, you're going to notice the skipping gears or the chatter on the chain. So 9, 10, 11 speeds best. Probably my favourite's 10 speed. Yeah, this stuff's super cheap now compared to the latest and greatest. The latest that's not greatest. The 12-speed Shimano is not better. It's just different, and it'd be tough being an engineer. You know, like it's a bit inhumane. Like this stuff's so good. Like it's as good as it gets. You know, I reckon. And so what they could do is just make it cheaper. You know, for people. But again, that's not what business is about. Business is about making money, unfortunately. So it's interesting times, isn't it? Back.